Hello, I'm EG and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I got a really good yarn haul from Goodwill. It's one of those where sometimes they put a bunch of yarn in one of those like zipper bag things that comforters come in, and they had one of those, and it's a really good deal. Got that at Goodwill, and then something else I got at Goodwill too, just a random fan related thing. But the main part of this video is going to be the haul that I got. But it's a really good break my back lifting this up, but it's this really huge bag of yarn. And this was $25, which is a lot for me. No, because I'm so cheap. But got some really nice yarns in here. There are some yarns in here that are wool that just don't feel very good to me. And then there is like some string or whatever in here too. It's not all good, but for the most part, it's like some really good yarn in here. But I went into Goodwill. It was one of the days when I went over to Hobby Lobby, and it was one of their shipment days. And if you saw, some of my previous videos, there was one week where I went in there on the shipment day when they have some yarn in there that's clearance, and ended up missing out on most of it because they discounted it the next day. And like I said, I'm a night owl, so I'm not going to get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning just to go over there to check for yarn. And so by the time I go in there in the afternoon, it was mostly gone. And then the following week, they had clearance some yarn, and I missed out on the entire cart. So the day that I came across this was one of those shipment days, and so I went over to Hobby Lobby, and they had some yarn in a cart or whatever, some really nice yarns. And then, like I said, when I go into Hobby Lobby and I know that there's going to be yarn on clearance, and I'm waiting for them to clearance it, I'll go in there like 2 or 3 times, if not more, just to time it right so that I'm in there the second, like right after they clearance it or whatever. So I went in there and they were still unpacking the boxes and putting the yarn on the shelves and stuff, and they were like loading up a cart full of all the yarn. I was thinking that's going to be discounted, and but it was obviously going to be clearance later on, because they were still in the process of putting the new yarn on the shelves and all that stuff. So I didn't have any sense of urgency to like wander around the store for an hour, and so because I knew it would be a while. So whenever that happens, I usually go to other stores or whatever and go back to Hobby Lobby, because I want to like stay out so that I can pop in there a couple more times. And so I went into Goodwill and I came across this, but because of the previous 2 weeks when I missed out on the yarn, and I just sort of felt like I'm probably going to miss out on this yarn at Hobby Lobby, because I was just thinking that they're probably going to do like they did the past 2 weeks, and put that cart over there, and they're going to discount it the next day, and I'm probably not going to get it. So when I walked into Goodwill and saw this, so of course this was $25, which is a good deal if if you're not used to clearance prices like me, a cheap cheap person like me, going into Hobby Lobby getting clearance prices. Of course, I bet if you counted this up and I kind of said like $1.24 for each one, I bet it would be a good deal. I don't know how I haven't like figured out the math in my head, but that's why I went ahead and got this, because I thought, like, I saw that cart of yarn, being piled up in Hobby Lobby, and I thought, God, I'm probably not going to get it. And so when I saw this, I thought, at least I'll get this. I mean, there's like some wool and all that kind of stuff in there. They're probably not going to be interested in that, and that weird string or whatever. But there's some really nice yarns in here, so I'm just going to get this. And then that way, if I miss out on the cart at Hobby Lobby, then at least I got some yarn. At least if I needed it. But whatever. I think at this point I probably don't need any more yarn. I'm still going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But I probably don't need it. But anyway, I did get this bag, assuming that I wasn't going to get any yarn in Hobby Lobby. Spoiler alert. I did get some. But whatever. That's going to be in for another video, because the haul is so damn big. But whatever. So, but I did get all of this, and then I got the big haul. That'll be in the next video probably. But anyway, so in this bag, which is like overtaking the frame. And full disclosure, of course, I went through this already. There's no way that I'm going to do like an unboxing video where like, oh, I just bought this yarn, but I haven't touched it in 2 weeks. I just have it sitting over there and waiting for a video so I can open it up for you on camera. Yeah, right. That's never going to happen. Me obsessed with yarn or whatever, leave a bag of yarn sitting there, or a box of yarn, or like whatever, and not go through it. Of course, I went through this already. I already kind of pre-sorted it, so like the ones that I'm probably not going to keep, I'm probably going to put with my yard sale stuff or whatever. And I got a whole bunch of stuff already set aside for a yard sale whenever it gets warmer. But like the wool in here, I don't like it. Like the feel. I mean, it's fine if you like wool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good. Yarn, perfectly good wool yarn. It's just I don't like how scratchy it is to me, just because of my hands, how dry and cracked they get sometimes or whatever. I just don't like how it feels on my dry hands. But it's perfectly good yarn, because it's like brand new. And what sucks is some of this wool is like this gorgeous teal color that I've talked about how I like teal. So let me get, cause I'm using my like dinky little table in here because I have so much stuff in here that I need to put away, and some stuff that I need to take thumbnails of for videos that have probably already been posted or whatever, but I have that stuff behind me, so I'm using this dinky little table. Let me get my little, so like I said, there's a lot of wool in here, which really sucks. I was hoping that it would feel okay. It just, I mean, it feels fine, but it's a little too scratchy for, I just don't like the feel of it. But somebody will really hit the jackpot if they go to our yard sale and you know, come and love wool and all that. Some of it is Patons or Patons, or I don't know what how you pronounce that name brand. I think I've seen this in Michael's. It's Patons Classic Wool Merino, and it's really pretty. I mean, really nice colors or whatever. Yeah, 100% pure new wool, and but it's a little too scratchy for me. But so this is like a brown color. Do these have colorway names? I'm not really sure. I've never used this brand before, but I know I think I've seen some red in my Michael's of this name brand. Yeah, the colorway is chestnut brown, and so it's just like a nice brown color. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and so that's a lot of those. And then I think these are the same thing. No, that's Lion brand. Oh, is this red? I've seen this exact skein in my Michael's, and so it's the Patons Classic Wool Merino, whatever, and bright red. And there's 2 of those, and so these are going to go with my yard sale stuff. And then so there's some Lion brand in here. That may be all of the Patons wool. And then these other ones, these are just a little scratchy too, even though, God, I wish I liked the feel of this, but because the colors are gorgeous. Like I've said, I love that teal color, and like these are like the solid teal colors, and I need to like do this because like I'm like right underneath my light. I'm probably gonna look like some crazy person, like the shadow of my drooping eyelids or whatever, or eyebrows, but whatever, because I'm getting old. But there's this like really gorgeous teal, like the solid, and then the variegated teal that goes with it. I mean, it matches perfectly. It's Lion brand wool, perfect for felting, all that. And so this is 100% wool, and the color is dark teal. Really gorgeous dark teal. God, I wish I liked the feel of this, but I just don't. And then Lion brand wool, and then the color is ocean blues, and it has that teal and has some blues and a little bit of purple in it, and just matches this perfect. I mean, God, I wish I could use this, but I would drive myself nuts, dealing with that. And then another or 2 more of the Lion brand wool, and the color is midnight blue, like a dark navy blue. And so 2 of those, and I think that's all the wool. It's really nice yarn for somebody at my yard sale. And then they had this kind of stuff, JP Coats knit crochet. It's cotton. It's like that really thin. It reminds me of. I mean, I never got to see the kind of stuff my grandma used to crochet. But my mom used to tell the story about how my grandma used to crochet, and she didn't crochet like blankets and scarves and hats and all that kind of stuff. She did like micro crochet, like with those little teeny tiny crochet hooks. I still have some of her crochet hooks, and my mom got from my grandmother, and then I got from my mom because she gave them to me when I started to become obsessed with crochet. But like she'd use those little. She's doing a little tiny. My speech lately is so God. I'm sorry about that, and that's why there's so many jump cuts in my videos lately. It's like my speech issues, which come and go, are starting to be like really irritating and stuttering. It's see what I'm saying. See, I should just leave that in. That's what I have to go through, and especially in editing or whatever, and I'm trying to like edit out as much as I can of this kind of stuff, where I'm like, I'm getting jumbled on my words, and it's an issue that comes and goes and stuff, depending on like what's going on with my health and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of like flaring up lately, and it's affecting my speech, and it's really irritating because I want to like get to the yarn or whatever, and I do speak quickly anyway or whatever, and I jumble on my words just because of how scatterbrained and how repetitive I am, and how fast I talk or whatever. But like to add my speech issues coming back, like cycles or whatever, it's God, it's so irritating, especially editing my videos. And I'm sorry about all the jump cuts in all my recent videos, but this is why, because of shit like this. So frustrating, but whatever. So let me get back to this. But my mom tells a story about my grandma making micro crochet, and what she used to make are like those doily things. She'd use like, you know, thread like this and make those like stereotypical like white or ivory doilies or whatever that would be on, you know, like the little old ladies coffee tables and stuff in TV shows and movies and stuff. Like she used to make those kind of things and then starch them, and so that it would be like this really intricate doily. It would drive me nuts. It would drive my mom nuts too. Trying to crochet with like this little teeny tiny thread. I mean, I'm sure that it turned out gorgeous or whatever. I wish we had some of my grandmother's old crochet, but we just I don't know, she must have given it away or something happened to whatever. It wasn't among any of her stuff or whatever, so we don't have any of it. But that's what my grandmother used to crochet, and I'm assuming that this is the kind of stuff that she would use. You know, knit crocheting. I don't know. I don't know how old this is or what the name brand is. 100% mercerized cotton, so like a really pretty thread. Somebody at my yard sale will enjoy, hopefully. And then another one. See, this is the same kind of thing, except this feels like what is it? Embroidery floss. It feels like cross stitching thread almost. It's like really thin, like, or like you could hem pants with this. It's really thin. So there's these. And so that'll go in my yard sale stuff too, because I'm not going to use this unless I use it to actually, you know, sew something together or something. I don't know. And then now I'll get into the yarn that I actually like, that I'm going to keep or whatever. Some of it's going to go to my niece because it's some of that thick yarn or the plush yarn or whatever. But it feels like not all of the skeins are brand new. Like, you know, this one right here. It's just like I love this yarn. It's weird seeing I love this yarn skein without a big clearance sticker on it. You know, to show how cheap I am. Now, I do have a couple that don't have any clearance sticker on it, but not very many. But this is an ivory. It feels like, you know, there's some of it missing, but you know, it's perfectly good yarn. When I was looking at this bag in the store, I mean, it's in really good shape, and it's not all dirty or anything, because I've seen in Goodwill some yarn in bags or whatever that looks filthy. It looks really dirty, and it has like dirt and all that. This is like clean and smells really nice. And I mean, it's stupid how I'm smelling stuff all the time, but it smells really. It doesn't smell dirty like that other yarn. I didn't even want to put it near my face because it was so dirty. That bag that I had seen in there a few weeks ago, or I probably mentioned it a few months ago, depending on when the video came out. But it was so dirty and filthy. But this is like really nice and clean and stuff, and I'm in really good shape. And most of these are brand new. So I wanted to, you know, get this, even though it was $25. $25 for. No, I'm just saying, it is a really good deal for all this yarn. But this feels like, you know, some of it's gone, but it's perfectly good and nice and soft and everything too. And then I love this yarn. God damn it. And it's not a clearance skein, but whatever. And the color Stonewash, which I have a lot of this that I got, you know, clearanced from, you know, like brand new at Hobby Lobby. But it's a really nice color, that light blue color of called Stonewash. Or they do have a lot of light blue colors, but this one's the Stonewash. So I have another one of those, and this feels like it's brand new. And then a skein of Big Twist Soft, which I don't remember. Did they have that near the end of Joanne, or is this like some old kind of like discontinued yarn? Big Twist Soft, really pretty, kind of like a almost like a purpley pink, and the color is hard to find. I don't know. The color Rose. It's kind of like I've seen some rose yarn that is a little lighter than this. It's a little darker than the rose that I'm used to with some of the yarns that I've seen, but it is kind of like a purpley pink, almost like a rose color. But it's a really nice skein, really nice and soft or whatever. So that's good. A Big Twist Soft is the right name for this. But so Rose, got that one. And then here's a lump of, like, you know, one of those plush yarns or whatever. I'll put this on my niece's wall or whatever. She can, you know, play around with this, or I can make some, you know, little keychains, like those little knotted ball things or something. I don't know what I'll do with this, but this is kind of like an ivory color. Although, depending on how the light hits it, it almost has like a pinkish tone to it, almost like a peachy white. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's this freaking skein that doesn't have a label on it. Who cares? But whatever. So that's gonna go to my niece, or I'll, you know, do something with it or whatever. My mom, she's shown interest in like using some of this thicker yarn if my niece doesn't get to use all of it. So maybe my mom will do something with this. I don't know. But there's that clump, and then another. I love this yarn, and then the color is light sage, really gorgeous, light. See, I should just leave this stuff in because this is the kind of stuff I'm going through right now, and I've gone through this, you know, so many years, and it comes and goes, and it cycles in, and it just why why am I spending so much time in my video editor cutting all this stuff out? I mean, if you're watching to this point, you're not gonna think, oh my god, I've watched like 15 minutes into this video, but oh, that's stuttering, ugh, turn it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're watching my videos at this point, my ridiculous videos where I'm showing all this yarn and stuff that I probably don't need, and like all these hauls and stuff, I'm barely showing like my makes or whatever, just because I'm so, right now as I'm filming this, I'm so busy like doing all this stuff for Christmas and making like the Christmas bag and which I still haven't done yet, but I'm gonna do and put the video out of that, and all the other stuff that I'm making for Christmas. I'm gonna be doing some crochet for Christmas too. I like doing all that. I'm not in the process of working on my makes, although I am like working on some of the ones that I've like my whips that I've already started, but I don't have like, you know, because I do videos twice a week, so I don't have things to show. Oh, this in this video I made all this stuff, and then, you know, the next couple of days, oh, I made all this stuff. It's a lot of like yarn hauls and stuff lately, just because I'm so involved in Christmas and stuff as I'm filming this. But you're not going to be like, you know, this far into the video and this far into my channel, like watching my videos or whatever, and thinking, oh God, you're stuttering, you know, click away. Like, I should just not be so obsessed about it. But I'm like going through every couple seconds and trying to, you know, take out some of this stuff where I'm like stumbling on my words and they're not coming out right or whatever. And at this point, like, who cares? I should just like say, and then just like just post it. You know, it's frustrating to me. I know to you it's probably not that big of a deal or whatever, because you're probably so focused on your crochet. If you're like watching my videos and you're crocheting or whatever, and you're involved in counting and you're barely listening to me rambling anyway, it's probably not that big of a deal. It's more of a big deal to me just because of how self-conscious I am about the way I talk, which I've talked about before in previous videos, but I'm trying not to, you know, bring it up all the time. But it's just when it flares up like this, it's so frustrating. So that's why I'm like, you know, having to edit my videos more than I usually do, but whatever. And so, Light Sage, I don't know where the hell I was in whatever I was saying, but whatever. And so I love this yarn and the color Light Sage, really gorgeous light green color, that light sage that I really love. And so this one feels like it's brand new. Whoever had it like actually taped either the outside end or the center pole to the label, so that's a really good idea, instead of just like rolling it on there and then just like, you know, shoving it in a shelf or whatever and just like tucking that behind there. And then so when you pull it out, there's like this, you know, strand that's, you know, all over the place. But whatever, that's what I do, because I have some. If I didn't have so much yarn, I would take the time to actually do that. But when you have like, you know, a wall with, you know, 850 skeins on it or whatever, you're not going to go, oh, I need to go find my Scotch tape and get an extra roll because I have like, you know, 30 skeins to do that too, or whatever. I love this yarn. Let's go to the next one. I love this yarn, and the color is Gray Beard, and this feels like there's some of it gone from it. I think I've gotten this gray before. Really gorgeous, kind of like a silvery gray. Not as silvery as one of the other grays. I forget the name of it. I would go looking for it, but, you know, I don't want to take, you know, 15 minutes of time looking for one skein. But it is kind of like a silvery gray, a darker silvery gray, called Gray Beard. There's probably some other Hobby Lobbies down there. This is just like a black skein. Doesn't have a label on it. It's probably like Red Heart or something. It feels a little scratchier than like, I mean, not scratchy where like that wool, but it feels a little scratchier than like I love this yarn. So so it's probably like Red Heart or something. I don't know. I'm just assuming, but it's just like a black. Of course, I'll use black with a whole lot of things. And then there's some of these TLC Luster. I don't know what brand this. I mean, or TLC, but like I don't know what company made this. Coates and Clark. I've never heard of Coates and Clark or TLC. This must be like some, you know, vintage yarn, or now I'm just thinking about Mary from Storage Wars, vintage. Where so TLC. Oh no, this one's TLC Luster, and then this one's TLC Amore. Or there's another luster. Oh, these are all the same color, and you'd think I was going through this for the first time, but it's just because there's so much yarn and there's so many other hauls and stuff that, you know, I get all the time. Sometimes I'll bring a bag of yarn home, I'll go through it, and then, you know, when I do a video, I'm like shocked that, oh, there's 3 of these, when I've already gone through the damn stuff. But whatever. I mean, not damn stuff. I love this. But whatever. TLC Luster, and the color is Coral Rose. Kind of like a, yeah, it is like a, like, see, this is that rose from Big Twist where it's a little purpley, but this is like the rose that I'm kind of used to. It does have a little bit of an orange tinge to it, like the coral aspect to it, but it is this kind of, it's kind of shiny. It kind of reminds you of like the Soft Secret from Hobby Lobby, or the that that kind that I've seen in Michaels that I can't even remember trying to recall words is getting frustrating too when I'm going through this crap. You know what I'm talking about. That yarn from Michaels, it's kind of shiny, that people have complained about, that it's kind of hard to work with because of how the stitches don't really stay together. It kind of reminds you of that, but I don't know if it's going to be hard to work with. But it does kind of remind you of the Soft Secret, and it seems to be tightly wound. So I don't know, it's really shiny and pretty. So it's probably going to be a little slicker than like a regular medium 4, but really gorgeous coral color. So there's 3 of these, and so I got those, and then this TLC Amour, or Amore, because it has an accent over it. This is really interesting yarn. The color is celery. So, TV reference, like I think of like Phoebe trying to figure out the state names, and then she said, "Oh, I got tired of naming states." Now, it's weird. I thought of like that because of the whole Friends thing. See, it's jumbling me up even more because of how scatterbrained I am. I'm thinking about, okay, I need to show this yarn on camera, but now I'm thinking about Friends and Phoebe and like trying to name the states, and then she gives up and then says that I just decided to name the types of celery, and I got one regular celery, whatever. God, but I do have the other thing that I got at Goodwill was this Friends poster thing, and one of those canvas print things, canvas art things, and so I'm going to be talking about Friends, ironically enough. But so there's I think 2 of these. And it's a really interesting feeling yarn. And the color is celery, and what is it made out of? It's 80% acrylic and 20% nylon. It's a really interesting, and it's a good thing I looked at the specs when I don't normally do that. This is made by Red Heart. This has Red Heart on it. So this one doesn't have Red Heart listed on it. So but I guess TLC is from Red Heart, or they bought out TLC or something. After they made this, I don't know. But this one does have Red Heart on it. It looks like one of their older logos, or it's just oriented differently or whatever. But or it's a really interesting yarn. It's like it kind of reminds me of some of those yarns where it almost feels like it's material, or like it's woven differently or something. Like it's not going to split. The way that the yarn is, it's really soft and squishy, but it's really interesting. I can't really explain. It almost feels like it's like a strip of material or something. The way it's wound, like the hook's never going to snag this. I mean, it's like that wound together, like the way the strands of the yarn are. There's no way this would ever split, but it's really interesting. We'll probably make something really nice and soft, and it's a gorgeous green color. I mean, I love this. It's a little lighter than like the sage green that I'm starting to like, but it's a really gorgeous color. It's not like pastel light green or whatever. It's just like a really like a very, very light sage, or a celery. Excuse me, it's a celery, but whatever. So I got 2 of those, and that's another thing about this bag of yarn. There's a lot of really interesting yarns in here. Like that's another reason why I bought it, even though it was $25, because I thought there's some really interesting yarns in here. Ones that I've never even seen in the stores before. And there's a couple in here I'm going to save for last. And one of them, it's a Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah, I'm going to save that one for last because, God, it's gorgeous. Like, really interesting, really cool yarn. Anyway, this one's called Lion Brand Cotton Ease. This feels like it's kind of like a coral color, too. The color is terracotta. Well, it's a little more corally than terracotta. Terracotta to me is more of like the deep, like rich burgundy-ish, reddish, brownish color, like a roof on a house. But like this is more like a coral color, but it's like a skein of cotton. One that I feel like I can use. Like it's not like that Craft a Secret cotton where it's a little rough or whatever, or like stiff. This is like really nice and soft. So it kind of reminds me of that. I love this cotton brand from Hobby Lobby, so I'll definitely use that. So it's not like, oh God, cotton, and put it with the wool. No, I'm going to keep this because I feel like I'm going to use that. This one is obviously used. This one is Lion Brand Basic Stitch Premium. That's kind of weird. Basic, but premium, whatever. And so the colorway is just like an ivory color. Cream. Like, yeah, like a cream color. Just like a little, or not even a scrap. A little bit of yarn, but it's just obviously used. But Lion Brand. And I've talked about ever since I got that, or ever since I did that, the 57 swatches. Or I'm still not finished with that. As far as I'm filming this, but I'm sure I've posted the video of my EG stitch by now. But I made the 57 swatches, and I filmed a video where I was talking about it. That was the last video I filmed, where I made the swatches and I used the lion brand yarn, and I was shocked at how nice it was. It's good that like there's some lion brand yarn in here because I've said that I wanted to get some more lion brand yarn, and I got it secondhand, but it's some really nice yarn. And this one is a Premier Anti-Pilling yarn. A really gorgeous, like a dark red. Obviously some of it's gone, but it's perfectly good yarn, just a little bit of it. And the colorway is really red. There was that one skein that I got, videos ago, like red. This one's called really red. So there's, there's red, and there's a really red. But I mean, it is really red, but it's weird. These weird colorway names, God, so ridiculous. But and then this one's called Studio Classic by Nicole. I don't know, Nicole who, I'm not really sure. But this is, says AC Moore, which I've heard people talk about on YouTube, that, AC Moore used to exist and they had really nice yarn or whatever, and then they got bought out or whatever. They, went under. I heard about that in some of the videos when Joann was closing and stuff, because I think they were liquidated maybe by the same company or something, or somebody was just talking about how, AC Moore was liquidated years ago, and they used to have really nice yarn. It is really nice and soft. I don't know who Nicole is, but Studio Classic by Nicole. And the colorway is pink mix, because it has like they're not vibrant pinks, but they're kind of like the rosy pinks, and it has a little bit of like a tan color and white mixed into it, like different shades of pink, kind of like different shades of rosy pink, and then some tans and some whites. But a really nice skein. That sucks that this company doesn't exist anymore, because this is really nice and soft yarn. But that's I don't think I've gotten any AC Moore yarn ever at this point. As much yarn as I've gotten, I don't think I've ever come across any from AC Moore, but I'm not really sure. Although I'm like asking, is that like as if that purple yarn that I got in Goodwill if you saw one of my videos, I keep saving the bag just so I can remember the company or the colorway name or whatever. That really thin purple that I'm going to pair with that dark purple and make something with like a shawl or something. Maybe this is kind of familiar. Maybe that's from that same company. So maybe I do have some AC Moore yarn. I'm not really sure, but I don't know who Nicole is. This is, I love this yarn, metallic, and the color is lavender sparkle. So like a lavender yarn, like a lavender purple, and it has the sparkle in it. And it's one of those like really gorgeous metallic strands where it's like, multiple colors. It's not just like, one solid color, but it's not silver, but it has like all these different colors in it. So it's a really pretty, it's obviously, some of it's gone, but I love metallic yarns, so I'm definitely going to use that. And speaking of, I love this yarn, metallic, and the color is Grapette. Grapette, but it's like a darker purple. So like this is like the lavender purple, and almost like a pinkish lavender purple. Really pretty soft purple. And then this is like a darker purple with the silver strand in it, which I don't think I've had. Oh, here, my obligatory bald spot shot in my video every single time, but whatever. And so I don't think I have this purple, although I do have some hauls I need to put away, but I don't think I've ever gotten this pretty purple before. And like I've said, as much as I love metallic yarn, the reason why I don't have like every single one of Hobby Lobby's metallic yarns is the one I don't have every single one of their yarns, period. As much yarn as I get from there. The reason I don't have all of their metallic yarns is because I prefer the metallic yarns with at least a colorful strand like this, or like a strand that matches the yarn. But I mean, the silver one's really pretty, but I would just prefer to have like if this was purple, if this was purple, it is purple. This is a purple skein, so like I would prefer it if the strand was purple and would kind of match. But it's really gorgeous anyway with like the silver strand in it. But I got that one. And then here's one of those like plush or chenille yarns or whatever. This is Mainstays. This is a Walmart brand. Really gorgeous green, but again, it feels like thick Bernat blanket yarn. My niece will have fun playing with this, whatever. I'll do something with it. But it's the colorway olive. It took me like 2 minutes to look for olive. Like so olive color. Like it's nice. It's like that really thick plush yarn that I'll give to my niece. And then this skein, obviously some of it's used out of it, but I love this chunky and the color Sand Frost. Okay, whatever. It's just like a cream color. I don't know why it's called Sand Frost, but whatever. It's one of those ridiculous colorway names, I guess. But like a really pretty cream color. And then another Premier anti-pilling. Some of it's gone from this too. This would pair really nice with that red color, wherever the hell it is under. Oh, it's right here. This red color. These would go really well together. I do love red and like a goldish color together. Those colors really complement each other. This is the color mustard. There are a lot of really pretty mustard. I've seen some yarns that I look at and I think, oh, that's like a really pretty gold color. And then it's like the color mustard. But there are a lot of pretty colorways that are called mustard, so I need to remember that. But it's a really gorgeous, kind of goldish color, but it is called mustard. And this one, another one of those anti-pilling ones, and the color is twilight blue. It's kind of like a darker light blue, or more of like a light navy blue, a really soft light navy blue. And these would kind of match too together. I don't know. There's only a little bit left out of these 3 skeins, but is there another one in here that I could match? I don't know. But really gorgeous. And I love that anti-pilling yarn. There's just something about that, the feel of that anti-pilling yarn. I just love it so much. But what every single, not just like the Premier, but like all the anti-pilling yarn that I've ever. I'm just gonna leave it in, that I've ever felt in stores or whatever. Like the anti-pilling skeins are just like so soft and squishy. Another one of those big twist soft, and the colorway is violet. Kind of like one of those brownish purple. I mean, it's another stutter. It's a frustrating. No. Anyway, so it's like that purple, but it's kind of like a brownish purple. It's not like a, I mean, I guess that's what violet is, but I've seen some prettier violets than this. It's not like a vibrant purple. It's a little on the dullish purple side, and it leans almost in like a brownish purple tinge. Like compared to this, see how vibrant this purple is, and then you compare it to this, see how it looks a little dull. I mean, it's a perfectly good purple, but like if you compare it to an actual purple, it's just like it's a little on the dull side. But another big twist soft. It is really soft and squishy. So there's that one, and that one looks brand new. Another one of those TLC yarns, really pretty variegated color. This looks like something like screams fall. The color is sangria. I guess it reminds you of that. When I went to Spain, I actually had some sangria. But to me, it's more of like earth tone, like fall colors, earth tones or whatever. Some oranges and greens and brown. Like when I was talking about my fall blanket that I still need to make, and use a couple yarns that are like this, these kinds of colors in my stash to make like a bunch of different kinds of leaves. I want to use this to make one of those leaves, or a couple leaves, because I think it would really match that blanket really well. It has some orange and red and burgundy and some tan and green and maybe a little bit of silver in there too. But it just screams fall, like the perfect thing for that. And so, but it is called sangria. This one has the Red Heart name on it too. So this was probably made after these, or after they bought it out, or I don't know, because this doesn't have Red Heart on it anywhere. So anyway, but that's TLC. I was just listening to this is how much of a Luddite I am. I still have like basic cable or whatever, and they have like the music channels, and sometimes if there's nothing on TV, we have like 450 channels or whatever, and sometimes there's like nothing on TV, and I can always stick in one of my DVDs or whatever. I said I have a big DVD collection, but sometimes I just think, screw it, I'm just gonna like turn on like the music channel. I turn on the 90s music channel, and they just had a TLC song on earlier, Creek, whatever. So I was thinking about that. That's where my mind went. I'm a wandering ass mind, but whatever. And so. And there's this one, Red Heart Light and Lofty. Really interesting. I mean, it's really odd looking, but it's a really interesting yarn. The colorway is called Cape Cod Multi. But what kind of yarn is it? It's 100% acrylic. But I mean, it looks like from far away, it looks like, oh my god, it's a clumped up mess. But it's really interesting. I've used some yarn like this. I know that some people don't like that kind of wavy yarn, but I mean, even I thought like, oh god, this is gonna be like so frustrating to work with. But it's shockingly wasn't frustrating for me to work with some of this wavy yarn. I mean, it's a little more frustrating than like a medium 4 or something something that's like really tightly wound or whatever. It's a little more frustrating, but like it's more interesting though. But it's kind of worth it because it does look more interesting, and so it has all these colors. It's kind of like if the whole strand was tweed. Like it sort of feels like a wavy tweed yarn or something. I don't know, because it has all these, you see that it's like evenly spaced out those little clumps of stuff, and it's like blue and some kind of burgundy in it and some green, and the base of it's kind of like a a goldish ivory. It's really interesting. When I saw stuff like this, I was thinking, like, I'm never going to see this in the store. Like, you know, Walmart's yarn section is so small, there's practically nothing in it. And then, you know, my Hobby Lobby, they don't have anything like this. And where else can I get it besides online? But I just thought this is like really interesting yarn, so it was like worth getting it. Red Heart Light and Lofty in the color, or I already said the colorway, Cape Cod Multi. But a really gorgeous, really interesting yarn. Oh, and there's two of them in here. I got two of those TLC. Yeah, I got two of those Sangria. So that's really good. And so I got two of those. And these feel like they may be brand new. Or maybe this one feels like there's some out of this. I'll probably make the leaf out of this one, and then I'll have a whole skein of that. And then there's another one of these Lion Brand Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling. I'm getting a lot of Lion Brand in this haul, which is really good. And the color is kind of like a black and white stripe. The color is black/white, duh. So it's just kind of like a black and white mixed with each other, like, or twisted around each other. A really nice skein, and really soft, like that anti-pilling yarn. I love that. So I got that one, and then I got a bunch of them. Let me do this first. This feels like, I don't know what this is, but it feels like, what's funny is knowing that I got that haul from Hobby Lobby, and in the remnants they had some of this stuff which I didn't get. So it's funny that this is in here because I mean, it wasn't this exact brand or whatever, but it's something that was very much like this. But as much yarn as I'll show in my next haul, and the yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby, I didn't get all of it because there was one. It was like one of those cones, and I think it was like that cord that kind of reminds you of the cord for macrame or whatever. But I think it's down the yarn aisle in my Hobby Lobby. It's down the yarn aisle where there's like that plush yarn on one side, and then all the hooks and all that kind of stuff on the other side. It has like the felting stuff and some needles and there's like, and like the embroidery floss. It's like, it was among that there's like cones that have like that really thick, almost like cord on it. And that's what this sort of feels like. I don't know what I'll use this for, if I use it for anything. I may put it with the yard sale stuff, or I may use this like if I need some kind of strong cord for something. I'm sure I'm going to be wasting the potential. You can crochet blah 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 or like whatever with this, but I'm just going to use it as cord. And then if I don't really need it for that, I'll just put it with the yard sale stuff and give it to somebody that might want all this other yarn. But it's just kind of like this pretty. It's not like embroidery floss where you can like unravel it. It's really tightly wound, and it's not like that. I guess you could unwind it because like here's the end of it, but it's really tightly wound, and it's kind of like a silvery lavender color, depending on how the light hits it. But I don't know what I'll do with that. But there's that thing in there, and then there's a whole bunch of this wavy yarn in here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skeins of it. And they're not all the same. There's some of that are different. Yeah, they're all from Red Heart Casual Cotton, COT''N blend, and it's that kind of wavy yarn, and it's actually 61% acrylic, and 29% cotton, and 10% polyester. So that's why it feels it's really soft. It's that kind of wavy yarn, which I don't really mind working with, shockingly enough. But this one is called Parsley. I think this one is too. No, they're really close in color. These. Those two are mushroom. Okay, so this one's Parsley. The base, they would match though. The base of it has like some cream color in it, but then there's like this kind of sage green in it, and a little bit of brown, and so there's that color mix. And then these are the mushroom, where it's kind of like that, except it doesn't have that green in it. Now that I look at it, but it leans more towards like the goldish and the cream color in it. And so that's the difference in these. And so this is the mushroom, and then this is the parsley. You have one of the parsley, and then two of these mushroom, and then I think these have to be all the same. There's 3 of these, and the color is spice. And another one where I want to make a leaf out of this too. So it has like all these browns and golds and oranges and sage green. I mean, just screams fall color. Really gorgeous yarn. I think all of these are the same, I'm assuming. Yeah, spice. Not pumpkin spice, but very fall color related. And then there's two of these, like the Heartland tweed, and this reminds me of the kind of black yarn that I have that has the flecks of tweed in it, that I was shocked at how easy it was to work with. And there's two of these skeins. So it's Heartland tweed, and the colorway is called Rainier tweed. R-A-I-N-I-E-R. I guess that's how you say that, Rainier. And it's like these different shades of gray, and then all these really gorgeous flecks of color in it, like orange and green, red, yellow, just like blue, and like really gorgeous yarn. I'm really excited about this because of how good it was to work with that other Heartland tweed. So I got two of those, and they feel like they're brand new too. And this one, another one of those, like, another reason why I got this bag, just like the amount of interesting yarns in here. This is called, it's from Sensations. It says a Joanne exclusive, so this is a Joanne exclusive yarn. It's called Rainbow Boucle. I've heard that word, but is that B-O-U-C-L-E? Boucle? I don't know. It says a soft and versatile tonal boucle. I don't know. Really interesting yarn, and the color is Rainbow Boucle. With a dash and then DK blue. So it has all these different shades of blue. I don't know why it's called rainbow, because there's no like rainbow colors, unless it's like, you know, some generic term for like all the ones that they had. But like some dark blue, light blue, like silvery blues in here. Really a gorgeous yarn. It kind of reminds you of that. What is it? TLC Amore or whatever. It kind of reminds you of that, like that same kind of thing. It's a little thinner than that. Like when you pull it, it gets thinner, but just like when you don't pull it, it kind of reminds you of that TLC Amore yarn. But I really don't know what I'm going to use this for, but it's so interesting. Do you have any ideas of what to use this for, or what this would be used for? Sometimes Joanne used to put like pictures on their labels, or I've seen on other labels where it has like pictures of like projects you can do, and then it'll show you like, oh, if you were making a scarf, this is how many you're going to need. It doesn't even have pictures on it of like, you know, what you could use this for. So I don't know, what is this boucle yarn used for? I mean, it's really cool though. But there's that one, and then my favorite one, I saved it for last. It's ridiculous, but it is gorgeous. It's from Yarn Bee, and it's like an older skein because it has Yarn Bee's old logo, you know, the Hobby Lobby brand, and it's the name brand is called Highland Thistle, and the color is called Shetland. And what kind of yarn is this? Oh yeah, you can tell this is older because the skein has the sticker on it is priced at $3.31, and that's not a clearance sticker. That's like the actual price. God, can you imagine how cheap this would be at 75% off clearance? I could have gotten this for like, you know, less than $1, whatever. So if I would have, you know, been into crochet way back then when they had this, and they actually cleared some of this stuff. God, ridiculous. Like I see a price from a Hobby Lobby, and I'm already like doing the math in my head to see like what it would be, 75% off clearance price. Ridiculous. But it's 100% acrylic, and it's a bulky 5, but it's really cool. I mean, it has all these like little strands in it, and kind of sparkly strands. I mean, isn't that like the most interesting thing? I love yarn like this. I mean, you wouldn't think I would, because it would be like usually you would think, oh, this is probably gonna be hard to work with, but this is like almost like eyelash yarn. I mean, but it's like bulky yarn, but like it's like if bulky yarn and eyelash yarn and metallic yarn got together. Like that's what this reminds me of. I mean, it's like all mixed together, and all these like gorgeous like pieces of like that reminds you of the eyelash yarn, and then it's kind of sparkly. It has like this sheen to it. It doesn't have like a specific metallic strand, but it has like this sparkly shininess to it, and but it just feels like regular yarn. It's just gorgeous. It has all these like blues, and the blue is kind of like this teal blue, which I love. It has like this purple and like an ivory color and a little bit of sage green, which I love too, and just like the most interesting yarn that I saw in this whole bag. And like I practically, I mean, I not really, I'm exaggerating, but I was gonna say I practically got it just for this one skein. That's not true. I got it for like, because there was a whole bunch of other good ones in there too, but like, you know what I'm saying. I really wanted this skein right here, and so I wouldn't have got it if like all the rest of them was like a bunch of crap or was all dirty or whatever, but like I did want this one skein. This is like the one that really stood out, and I thought, oh, and then it made me like look really hard at all the other skeins, and made me spend the $25 to get this back. But just gorgeous yarns. And so yeah, there's some ones that are going to go in the art sale stuff, but like, God, how many skeins do I have left? Like, I'll just, you know, count them up as if this is just like one skein, and try to add it up in my head like as if this is like a clearance thing. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 34, 35, 36, 37. Yeah, some of them have some of the yarn gone from it, but 37 plus this cord, and then plus all the ones that were made out of wool that are going to go with my yard sale. And so that'll be money that I'll make back. So like 37 skeins. You think about if I gotten these, like if they were all like the medium fours, or like the $1.24 skeins at Hobby Lobby, then I definitely got a really good deal on all this yarn. So that was 37 plus this, let's say like 38, 39, 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So 55 skeins. That's weird. Because like that's how many I got at Hobby Lobby. They actually had 57 on the remnants or whatever, but I got 55 of them. That'll be in the next haul. But that's weird that this 55 exactly, because that's how many I got in the next haul too. So I got this thinking that I wasn't going to get the yarn from Hobby Lobby, and then I ended up getting the exact same amount in this bag that I got, that I eventually ended up getting at Hobby Lobby. So but whatever. Really nice, 37 really good yarns, and then I'll keep this cord, I guess, for myself, and then all these other ones that I'll put with the yard sale stuff. So a really good haul from Goodwill of all places. So yeah, I spent $25 on the bag, but counting it up makes me feel a little bit better about it. I wouldn't have cared. I mean, it is some really nice yarns and stuff, and some of them are like vintage yarns or whatever. But still, $25. I don't usually spend $25 at Goodwill on a bag of yarn, but it was too big of a deal to pass up because of that really gorgeous yarns in here, and some are just like basic solids and all that kind of stuff. But still, a really good deal and really nice haul. And so there's those yarns. And then the other thing that I got at Goodwill that I sort of already talked about is this Friends poster or whatever. It was like one of those canvas poster things. This was $3.99. So a really good deal for this. And it's one of those things that is kind of like a canvas poster, and it has like all these Friends quotes on it. It has like the Central Perk logo, and then it says, how you doing, from Joey, his quote. And then they don't know that we know, they know we know, that quote. And then pivot with like a picture of the couch. And then it's of course the couch that they were trying to take upstairs, a pivot or what. It wasn't the couch from Central Perk, so that's kind of a mistake. It doesn't matter. It's really cool. But it has like the Friends couch, from Central Perk, and then it's a moo point, like the thing that Joey said. And then we were on a break, which is cool. And they even have like the behind the word break, they have like the colors, like in the Friends logo, they have like those dots. It's the same kind of dots. And then down at the bottom it says, you are my lobster, and has a picture of a lobster because of that whole quote from Friends. But I think that's adorable. Like you are my lobster. And so it's just really cool, like Friends art. I have a lot of like canvas Friends posters. Shockingly, I have a lot of like Friends collectibles. I didn't realize how many Friends things that I had. A lot of mugs, of course, because of the whole Central Perk thing. They do have a lot of Friends mugs out, and I have some with like the Central Perk logo, and I think I showed a clip in one of my videos. But I'm surprised just how much Friends stuff I've found. I mean, not as much as like some of my other collectibles, but I do have a lot of Friends stuff in my collection, and so this is going to go with all of those. But anyway, so that's going to be the end of this video. Whatever this is going to look like through editing and all that kind of stuff. I hope you enjoy looking at this really good haul I got from Goodwill for $25, especially knowing how many skeins are in that big bag. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry that there's not any makes in this video, and there's probably not going to be any makes in the next video. I'm not really sure, but I know that the video is going to be about the big haul I got at Hobby Lobby, and so it's another 55 skeins, but whatever. So that's going to be the next video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.